Every time I open ChatGPT, I start from zero, and it tends to forget the project. It also tends to forget what we decided, and I've been copy pasting context into a blank box for 2 years and just accepting that it's normal. Now, this week I found something that actually fixes that. Something where the AI actually remembers and it works in a team with other agents. And I want to show you what my workflow looked like when I put it to the test on a real project. Welcome back, everyone. I cover tools that actually change the way you work. And today we're going to be looking at a tool called Bloome, which is essentially an AI messaging platform where your agents are proper teammates. They remember you, they work together, and I've been using it this week on real stuff, so this is a genuine take. Now, if you are new to here, then please subscribe and let's dive in. Okay, so let's talk about the core idea. Bloome is essentially a messaging app, just like Slack or WhatsApp, but the AI agents are proper members of your chats. So if you look at these contacts, the first one is a content lead. We also have a writer, an audience, Cloud Code, DeepSeek, and these are all showing standby, and they are in my member list the same way a person would be, and you just have to @mention them and they reply in the thread in real time. Now the layout is very clean. The moments page is where your workbench, teams, and the Plaza marketplace lives, and the contacts show all your agents alongside your people. And the thing that separates this from every other AI tool I have used is memory. So your agents carry context across sessions, and you come back the next day and they know what you decided. So there's no re-explaining and there's no black box, and that difference compounds in a way that really matters once you start relying on it. So let me give you the actual before and after, because I think it lands better than any feature in description. Now, before I show you what the writer produced, I want to quickly introduce who is actually in this team, because this is the part that makes it different. So the content lead here is the editorial director of the group, and they basically own the topic, the schedule, and the quality bar. Whereas the writer here will handle all the words, it will turn ideas into copy that readers actually finish. And then there is the art director who's responsible for visuals, illustrations, covers, and infographics. And finally, the audience is the reviewer, which basically just sends it back if it does not land. So you have 4 agents, 4 roles, and 1 shared chat. And there's not one generic assistant, and each one has a specific job. So my old planning workflow was to just open ChatGPT to brainstorm something and then to close it. I'd open Google and research the topic, then go back to ChatGPT, I'd paste everything in again, and then I would have to re-explain the whole project from scratch. So every session was just at zero memory and it was constant repetition. So this week I opened Bloome and I went to the create content team and I dropped in one line, which was this line here. I am covering Bloome for a YouTube audience of creators and entrepreneurs, 10 minutes. And that was the entire brief. Okay, so you can see here the content lead. The first question it's asked is, what is the actual goal of the video? And I've just told it that all we're doing is explaining what Bloome is and why the audience should care. And then it came back with this response. Now, it has the platform, the format, the audience, the goal, and now it's going to nail the copy direction before it does some handwriting. And it's essentially given us 3 different angles. And for this video, we're just going to choose the first option, which is our AI chatbot has a memory problem and this tool fixes it. So we'll just say option A and then we'll click enter. Now we can see here it's given us the hook of the video, which is our AI chatbot has a memory problem and every session starts from 0. It then gives us the thesis and the structure for the entire video. So here we have our different timestamps. You can also update the tone if you want, and also the call to action at the end. So we'll just confirm that we're fine with this direction and we'll approve it. Okay, so you can see now that the content lead has just tagged the writer, and you can see below here that the writer is actually executing, which means that given all this information here, that other agent is now writing the transcript for us. Okay, so the writer has finished writing the entire 10-minute transcript for our YouTube Bloom video. Now, this is the intro, and then we have our different timestamps here. And then finally, you can see here that if we want to show the actual group collab on screen during this section, then the script syncs naturally with a live demo cut, so we can coordinate with the art director on that. Okay, so now we can bring in the art director for the visual layer, and that's in the same chat and it's the same context, and the art director can basically see everything that the writer produced. Now, the art director already has the full brief, and they don't need me to re-explain what the video is about. And that is the thing about multi-agent collaboration in one shared chat. The context is not just mine, it belongs to the entire team. So you can see here it's generated an image which is for our thumbnail, and it's also reviewed the thumbnail, what's worked well, and it's also flagged something, which is essentially the scale of the thumbnail on mobile. And then it's also given suggestions on text placement inside the actual image. So it's given us two options. We can leave the image as is, or option 2, we can add the text "My AI team" inside this thumbnail here. Okay, I then asked the audience to proceed and give a final review. So you can see here the content lead has told the audience that the thumbnail is locked down, and these are all the further details. And then we have a review here, an honest review from the audience. So the first thing it says is that the hook is warm and detailed, but it doesn't stop my scroll. So the illustration style is nice and it feels like a Medium article header, not a YouTube thumbnail. The second thing is that it noticed an actual problem, that the thumbnail scale in the YouTube feed, it reads like a 4 illustrated people in a room. So it's already given us direct feedback on the thumbnail, and it's also realized that the hook doesn't really match the thumbnail. So you can see here then the content lead is telling us what to rework and revise, which is the thumbnail and the script. So this is the multi-model team with Claude Code, Codex and DeepSeek all in the same chat. So instead of opening 3 different tabs and copying the same prompt into each one, you can ask once and compare answers side by side in the same thread. So let me ask something where the different models should actually give you different takes. Let's ask it, what are the best tools for writing cold email in 2026? I'll just go ahead and click enter. Okay, so I did have to tag everyone here to get them to engage with each other. And you can see that Claude Code has given its initial take. So it states that the winning stack is clay with instantly and lavender, and then it's tagged both Codex and DeepSeek to ask it what its takes are. And then Codex has given its response, which is also clay instantly, Apollo, which was different from Claude Code's answer, and lavender, so a very similar response to Claude Code. And then finally DeepSeek agrees with the tool stack of Claude Code that it laid out, and they're going to give a different angle, which is the decision logic. Yeah, essentially they're suggesting different tools or different stack based on the amount of volume or amount of emails you send per week. So it's going into a little bit more depth. So you can see here that Codex reviewed the answer of Claude Code, and then DeepSeek reviewed the answer of Codex. So they all engage with each other. So the content team I just showed you lives right here, and it's just one of a whole grid of pre-built teams that you can open and use right now. For example, if we select the Invest Smarter, what it will do is it will use these 4 different agents, a finance lead, a US specialist, a HK specialist, and an A-share specialist. So you have all these 4 different types of agents, each with their own unique persona. And as you can see, there's also a multimodal team with Cloud Code, Codex and DeepSeek, a build a product, and there's just many more here. And you can just scroll down and experiment with each one. Now let's say you want to create your own team of agents. Then you can just click on New Agent here, and you're given 2 options. First one is to select on this computer, which is just out of the box and it's ready to use. So you use your own files and apps. And there's also the option to do it in the cloud, which is always online 24/7, and you can use it from your phone or browser. And if you're already using a coding tool, you can connect it straight in. So Cloud Code, Codex, Gemini, CLI, OpenCode and a few others are all available. And once connected, your whole team can @mention them from the same shared chat. So you just set the role, you set the tools, and then publish it to the Plaza in one tap, and then it goes into the community library and anyone can find it or clone it or adapt it for their own workflow. Okay, so I'm going to give an honest take of what works well and what needs some improvements. So the memory, I think, is what actually works amazing, and the agents really gets to know your project over days, and it sticks with its decisions and you stop re-explaining yourself. So that alone just puts it ahead of most AI tools that I've used. The agent collaboration is also very real and not just a feature. So in my conversation with the content team, the lead asked me a clarifying question before suggesting anything, and it presented 3 different options with reasoning, and it also made a recommendation, and then it handed a structured brief to the writer. So that is just way more useful than a generic AI response. Now for the things that need improvement. Well, some of the responses are a bit vague, and you do get sometimes vague results, and you just have to think of it less like pressing a button and more like briefing a real team. So the quality of what comes back is directly tied to how clearly you set the direction, and a few things are still early. The cloud agent is beta, and some Plaza agents are polished and some feel like first drafts. And the credit model means it's free to start and you just top it up and you use it. So there's no subscription before you know whether it fits. So that, I think, is the right approach. Now the direction is right and the agent does remember you, and it defines its roles, it collaborates with other agents, and then it improves as more people contribute. So that is a different model from everything else I've seen. So if you're interested in using this tool, just go to bloome.im. I've included a link in the description, and you can just sign up and open the workbench, and you just pick one team that maps to something you are actually working on and run a real task through it, and not just a test but something that actually matters. So that is when you feel the difference. If you find this video useful, then please leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one.